You're listening to the Behind Ears podcast, because everybody does Disney differently. The Behind Ears podcast crew would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support. Hey everybody, it's Mr. Chris, and I gotta tell you about Expedition Roasters. Listen, I'm a pretty big coffee drinker, just like a lot of you are, but these people have got coffee right. Their coffees are made from selectively sourced premium and specialty grade Arabica beans. They provide the absolute best flavor and aroma, and select roast even come directly from a single estate farm for a truly perfect cup that is never bitter. They've got awesome Disney-inspired flavors such as Roundhouse Roast, Route 66, Skipper's Brew, Dark Side Roast, Redhead Rum, and one of my favorites, Bob Slitter's Brew. Listen, if you want to have the taste of Disney in every cup, give them a try today. ExpeditionRoasters.com, and Behind the Ears podcast listeners gets an extra 20% off your first order by using the coupon code EARS20. That's right, EARS20. And you can find them over at ExpeditionRoasters.com. Brew your happy place. If you have a little one and you're going to Walt Disney World, you're going to need a stroller. I'll tell you what, KingdomStrollers.com is the place where you want to look into. I'll tell you, I've destroyed my fair share of strollers while at Walt Disney World, and those things are not cheap. But getting something from KingdomStrollers.com, they'll be able to help you pick out the perfect stroller for you. And the nice part is that because they're a Disney preferred provider, they'll be able to drop it off and pick it up right from your Disney resort at no extra charge. So if you don't want to necessarily destroy your stroller in the process and you want to have a great Disney vacation with your little one, contact KingdomStrollers.com and they'll set you right up. That's KingdomStrollers.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Ears podcast. I am the fuzzy man, Uncle Danny. That is the clear man, Mr. Chris. Sir, how are you?
Wow, that's the first time anybody ever called me clear. It's like, this late in the evening, last thing I am is clear. It's like I need caffeine, but I also like to sleep at night. I'm doing well. How are you? How are you doing today?
Besides the technical difficulties, I'm doing quite well. Splendid. We are like 3 days away from actually flying into Indianapolis and getting rolling. Oh, I know. I mean, soon you're just going to be like, the ultimate Indy visitor. After you get to like fly into the airport 3 times, they give you some kind of an award. Ooh, I like a good gift bag. I'll tell you this. Last time I was there, I got a special TSA pat down flying home. And they took out my my Lemon Sisters candle and swabbed that down too. Oh, really? It's like, oh, we need to swap this down just in case it's flammable. Hey guys, it's a candle. How you doing? All right, well, why don't you introduce who we got coming on in today?
Oh, yes. So, instead of doing our fabulous feature Thursday event, we're going to call this Feature Tuesday, because I have got nothing else to call it. Tonight we have a special guest because we are talking about the Indy Disney Meet. That's right. It is Aaron DelPrince, who is the chairman of the Indy Disney Meet, and he is going to talk to us a little bit about this ever so not so tiny meetup anymore. And Aaron is always glad. We're always glad to have you on. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm on limited sleep, but that's okay. And I got to say, thanks for having me on the show, guys. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, absolutely. It is absolutely our pleasure. And I got to tell you, the interesting thing about this event is that, we are just so pumped to not only be there, but to see everybody, not only the people that we met last year, but make new friends, see new faces. It is going to be really super cool. I can't tell you how many people that I've reached out to over the past few weeks that are also going to be there. And it's just like, wow, it's going to be pretty impressive. And I know we've been kind of touting it up for quite some time now. But just for, just to make sure we're not doing all the talking, so to speak, why don't you tell us a little bit why don't you tell us a little bit about the Indy Disney Meet first and foremost, just a general overview, but why don't you tell everybody how it got started? Because obviously this is grown and grown and grown and grown, but like anything else, it has some really cool, it has a really cool backstory on how it just became, is what it is today.
Right. Yeah. So, this is the 11th year we've been doing it. So 11 years ago, I sat down and I said, I've always wanted to get out to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where they had Magic Meets. Magic Meets was about a 6 or 7 year event that took place in Harrisburg. And every year I'd say, boy, I'd love to go to that, and I could never make it. So basically what happened was a group of us here in Indianapolis who knew each other quite well. We decided, let's just get together for the heck of it. Not even thinking about Harrisburg. Let's just, there were like 30 of us. We said, hey, you know what? We'll go rent out some space over at the fairgrounds, real small building, and we'll just buy some food and we'll just get together and chat. So it was about 30, 35 of us, and we had a great time, fantastic time. And we said, let's come back. We'll do this again next year. And it wasn't expensive. We brought our own food. And the 30 people that left there told another 30 people and said, hey, we did this in Indianapolis last year. Why don't you guys come this year? And then it was 50 to 60 people the next year. And then, through word of mouth and through social media, which social media wasn't as big back then as it is now, but through all of those channels, every year we had more and more people come. And as the audience grew, so did our ideas. And our ideas were, hey, why don't we give some stuff away? There's a bunch of people there now. Why don't we talk about doing a raffle? So it started that way, and then it kind of grew. The food that came in was unbelievable. Disney-inspired dishes. It just turned into just a great day of just theme park fun. Talking about it, meeting new people through social media, and saying, hey, why don't you come to Indy? We're going to do this meet. And before you knew it, 30 people turned into 300 people. Now, again, social media wasn't as big back then, so we really were reliant on other avenues out there. And one of them was the Disboards at the time, which was a huge community. And we did a lot of advertising through there. And so more and more people started coming to Indy. There was more and more interest with it. And basically in 2009, down at Walt Disney World, I ran a race called the Muddy Buddy. And the Muddy Buddy was not a Disney sanctioned race. However, the group that was doing it decided, let's run for charity. Let's run for a cause. And somebody had mentioned Give Kids the World, and I had never heard of it at the time. And I said, never heard of it. What is it? So they explained it to me, and it was very intriguing. So we did the race. We raised, I think, $1,500 through the race. And when I got back home, I told my wife, Kim, I said, maybe it'd be a good idea to tie a fundraiser to this event. And, Give Kids the World sounds really cool. Why don't we money? And we did that the first year. I think we raised about $700. And every year after that, we just kept raising more and more money, just because of the generosity of all the people that came to the meet. So that's kind of how the fundraiser aspect got tied to the Indy Disney Meet. But ever since that point, it's just been fantastic. More and more people have come. Social media has gotten bigger, and the word has gotten out about the meet. And we have two goals for the Indy Disney Meet. Number one is we want everybody to have a great time, because that's really what it's all about. Is get everybody there to meet each other, to talk about Disney and theme parks, and just to have fun with it. Because we know there are a lot of people out there who follow Disney, who follow Universal. We all love it, and it's a chance for us to get together to do that. And then the second reason for the Indy Disney Meet is to raise money for Give Kids the World and to support them as much as possible. So those that's the foundation of the meet. That's kind of how it got started. And, we've been really fortunate. We've met a lot of generous people throughout the years. And we have a great core group of volunteers that without them, we couldn't do this. They put their heart and soul into it every year. We spend a lot of time planning it, but we also have fun getting together as a volunteer committee. A lot of times we get together, the first 30 minutes is just talking about, hey, when's your next trip? Hey, how was your trip that you just came back from? And we go through all of that, but it's a great time. So it's really a labor of love. We do enjoy doing it, and we enjoy meeting all the people that come. I can't tell you how many people who have left the meet still stay in touch with us, and we talk to them on a weekly, monthly basis. So that's really the foundation. That's how it got started, and it's just fantastic. There are a lot of aspects to it now, and we can start talking about that a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, you said when you first started, we'll call it 11 years ago, you raised $700. Why don't you tell people on your 10th anniversary, so last year, what you guys brought in?
Right. So last year we raised $25,000.
That's crazy.
And yeah, it was great. We had a great silent auction last year with great response. Our raffle was huge. We had some sponsorship last year, which was really the first year we kind of delved into corporate sponsorship. And again, corporate sponsorship is truly a great avenue for making the meet free to everybody, but also bringing in great entertainment, great food. It's really helped us up our game in what we can provide to the guests who come to the meet.
Wow. Yeah, that's serious. You guys did a fantastic job with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, to see what it has become over the past number of years, that's just amazing. I mean, it is obviously a great time. It is obviously a great cause, and we've worked with the people from Give Kids the World as a part of our marathon show. I'll say marketing, et cetera. And I'll be honest with you, that is such a wonderful group of people that just love what they do over there as well. They were just the most really genuine people and generous, as I will also say as well. We had a great time talking with them. I look forward to meeting them while we're down there. And definitely it is a cause to get behind. And, right. If people haven't heard of them up to this point, definitely it's an organization worth looking into, just to, know what we're all about as we go ahead and do this. I want to just throw this out a little bit because I think this sounds kind of weird in how I'm going to say this, but the first time I went to the Indy Disney Meet was not last year, but the year before. And you were still in the smaller portion of the venue that you were at. And right. it was really cool. But I have to admit, not knowing anybody, I felt a little bit out of place. I'll go ahead and admit it. And even though we're all Disney fans, I know how intimidating it could possibly feel to just be around a whole bunch of strangers and to try to say, how am I going to have fun around a whole bunch of strangers? I think what, when the expo portion was added and Latin, which was last year, was the first year we've done that. Right. And we got to meet face to face a lot of different people. I think that took it to a next step. I think that allowed people to actually get to meet people in a very friendly, very friendly, relaxing manner, which I think allowed it to be even more welcoming. And I know that, I was there with my daughter, 3 years ago, and it was one of those cases like, well, this is fun, but what if I knew people? Well, I found out last year, you don't have to necessarily know people in order to have a good time with them. And I think the way that it was all set up is, man, I met so many people. And Danny and I are still communicating with a lot of those people that we met with last year. For this coming year, we're like, it's going to be almost like a reunion. And it's going to be a reunion for a lot of different groups. I know that We've got a number of our listeners that are making the pilgrimage to Indy for this. We know that a lot of the people that are going to be on your main stage are going to be there because of those people, as well as the people in the breakout sessions, etc. And of course, the returning guests that are going to be there because they know how awesome this event is going to be. It's Danny and I have talked about this. We're not only excited, we're a little nervous as well because we know that the rundown for this year's program is obviously, just from what we have touted and from what we have seen, it is filled with awesomeness. And I was wondering if you can tell us just a little bit about, how it's, who's going to be there. What kind of, I'm having a hard time talking tonight and I apologize to everybody. Who's all going to be around and what kind of schedule do you have planned for Saturday?
Right. So it's important to know that if you want to see our schedule, because we do have a published schedule now, you can go to our Facebook page and it's pinned at the top of our Facebook page. It's there to view and you can kind of plan your day of when you want to get there. If you want to stay the whole day, that's fantastic. But basically we like to have, some vocal entertainment. We wanted to make that a priority this year, but we also wanted to have a speaker, join us this year, a couple of speakers actually. And so we reached out to somebody who I'd been following, who I thought would be fantastic for the meet. Her name is Roxy Dar. She's from Los Angeles. She's a great singer. She sings at the Staples Center and at Dodger Stadium. She is a Disney singer. She's performed at D23 and, she likes to mimic princess music. And I thought that would be great family entertainment. So I reached out to her and, she was gracious enough to say she'd love to come and join us. So looking forward to that. That's going to be something really different. And if you haven't, seen Roxy Dar, you should, go out to her Facebook page and look at some of her material because she does a really great job. She's on point with her songs. So we're really looking forward to that. And then also later in the day on the main stage, we'll have Lou Mangello. And I think a lot of people in the Disney community know Lou. Lou's been around for a long time, since he was doing mouse tunes back in, I think, 2006. But, since he started his new podcast, he's grown in popularity. He loves to do top 10. He loves to do Disney trivia. And I think that's what he's going to be bringing to the main stage of the Indy Disney Meet. So we're looking forward to Lou. We're looking forward to Roxy. And then over in our breakout session, over in our breakout room, we're going to have Jim Hill. Jim does a lot of podcasts, and he's a historian. He knows a lot about Disney, past and present. So he'll be doing some discussion around Give Kids the World, and I also believe discussion around Mary Poppins. So we're looking forward to that. Obviously, Jeff Barnes will be there, and Jeff is a great Disney author, Beyond the Wisdom of Walt, and his books, and he has a lot of knowledge about Disneyland that he's going to share with the folks in the breakout room. So we like I say, we have a lot of entertainment. I know that Walt Disney or the Disney Parks Moms panel will be there. Representatives will be there. They'll be in the breakout room early in the day. They'll be talking about how to apply for the Disney Parks Moms panel. I think their registration is about to open up in a month. So if you're interested in something like that, that would be a great discussion to go to.
That's an interesting process, I could say from firsthand experience. Right.
And then, we're excited to have you guys on the main stage too this year. You guys will be on the main stage at 12:15, and you'll basically be opening up the meet for us. So we're excited about that. And I know Steve Amos from Give Kids the World will be there. And after you're through with your show on the stage, we're going to do a check presentation from the money you raised at your marathon show, which was just fantastic.
That's excellent. I was just chatting with Steve earlier today. Really looking forward to meeting with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And then at the end of the day, we're going to have our friends from the Be Our Guest podcast on the main stage. That'll be what closes the meet. But the culmination will be after they're done with their show. We'll be drawing for a 6-night, 7-day Walt Disney World vacation package for a family of 4. And you'll probably never have a better chance to win a vacation than at the Indy Disney Meet. I mean, if we have if we end up selling 1,500 tickets, I mean, you have a 1 in 1,500 chance of winning a 6-night vacation. And you're going to be in a deluxe studio at a deluxe resort. You're going to have your dining all paid for, your theme park tickets paid for. The only thing you'll have to worry about is your flight, because that's not included. But to come in and win a vacation, I think that would just be spectacular.
Oh yeah, I think that in itself, I think is going to be pretty darn sweet. I know that's going to cause people to be on the seat of their pants all day long. I think that is going to be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you happen to be in the area around, like, I don't know, 12:15, and you're like, hey, I've got nothing to do, I mean, they can always come see those guys on the front stage.
Right.
So people always go to concerts for the openers. Remember that, people.
That's right.
And don't forget, a lot of times it's those openers that make it big later. Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple other things. It's important to know that admission to the meet is absolutely free. You come in, you register at the registration table. You'll be given a couple pieces of paper. You'll be given a raffle ticket. And I'll tell all your listeners here, if you're coming with your mouse ears on, you will get 2 more free tickets. So you could walk in with 3 raffle tickets right off the bat. And on top of that, we are giving away over $1,000 in Disney gift cards this year. So you will have a chance to win a Disney gift card just for showing up. You can purchase more raffle tickets if you'd like to increase your chances. That's totally up to you. All of the money we raise, raffle tickets, vacation raffle tickets, silent auction, all of the money we raise goes to Give Kids the World.
Now, I noticed you're doing something a little different this year with your silent auction. You're making it available via web.
Yes, that is correct. Last year, we realized that with over 100 silent auction items, trying to manage that with paper was just very, very difficult. So this year we decided, we're going to have more auction items this year. And if we're going to do that, we need to be more efficient with it. And the way to do that was going online. And if you can't make it to Indianapolis, if it's outside of your ring of travel, you can participate. You can go to our a site where we have our online auction, and it opens at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning Eastern Standard Time. You can go out there and you can start bidding at 10 o'clock, and it closes at 5 o'clock, and it will close at 6 o'clock. So we have 2 closings, one at 5, one at 6, and you can bid throughout the day. You just have to go out and you have to register with an ID and an account, and you're in. You can start bidding. The link to the site, the auction site, is on our Facebook page. You can go out there and you'll find it, and you click on it, set up your account, because if you're set up before Saturday, you're one step ahead of everybody else. And I got to tell you, we've got some great theme park items in our auction this year. I think people are just going to be blown away at some of the things they're going to see.
I started looking at the list, and I'm like, it is absolutely amazing at the items that are there. And not to mention is that I love the idea of the online auction, not only to give people a chance that are not there to bid on this absolutely fabulous stuff. But I found it to be funny last year how, like, in the last 2 minutes or something, you have people like protecting their bid sheets, like, no, I am the last bidder. I will win this. I will win this.
They were holding the pen hostage.
Yes. It was.
I'm not going to say whether I was a part of that or not.
Well, yeah, we weren't really streaming that yet, but we weren't doing that at that time, Danny. But I will attest that Danny may or may not have been one of those people to look for 1 or 2 different items at that time, and the words "oh crap" came afterwards when he didn't win anything, because he was outbid. Which, hey, if you think about it, being outbid for an auction like this is not a bad thing, because at least it means there was just more that was being raised for Give Kids the World Village.
That's right.
That's a consolation prize. You don't get anything, but it's still a consolation prize.
See, you guys did bad this year, because now not only can I go to the sheet and bid, I'm going to be streaming and bidding from my phone. I'm getting something this year. Watch out, people. Uncle Danny's bringing the cash.
So I'm sitting next to you can't see it because of the camera, but I'm sitting next to 130 auction items right now. And we're still getting more items. So
yep, we've actually got the auction items that our listeners have basically given to us to submit for the cause. They are actually downstairs, nicely packed up, ready to be put into my vehicular unit. And actually, I will admit, the biggest thing I'm really afraid of is I'm going to drive away without putting them in my car. I'll be really honest. I'll be halfway to like Purdue and go, oh crap, I have to turn around. Danny's gonna have to wait at the airport for a while. So,
by the way, nice airport. I saw somebody mention in the comments that they wish they could buy a raffle ticket or a vacation raffle ticket. So you can only buy raffle tickets for the vacation at the Indy Disney Meet. However, other people can buy tickets for you. So if you know a friend going to the meet and you want to buy a vacation raffle ticket, you can purchase one of those. Somebody else could purchase one for you because you will have to put your name and contact information on it. So on the ticket. So basically, if somebody wants to buy a ticket for somebody else, that's perfectly fine.
So they don't necessarily need to be present in order to win any of the items.
Well, the vacation you don't need to be present for, but the raffle you do need to be present.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. So I guess if people were really nice to us, Danny, you know, maybe they can. I
mean, listen, if you don't have two kids, I can just, maybe be the child. We could fib that. Throw me in one of those giant strollers. Nobody will know the difference.
Oh, so the vacation raffle tickets are $20 a piece, and that's for $20 to have a shot at a vacation like that. I just don't think you can go wrong. And that $20 will go towards something at Give Kids the World Village. It could be fixing the carousel. It could be buying ice cream for the ice cream palace that they have there, or it could go to a family making a trip down there. So, all the money we raise is going for a good cause, and 100% of what we raise goes to Give Kids the World.
Seriously, $20 for a chance to win such a valuable vacation. Let's think about that for a minute. You can't take $20 and buy that much in Powerball tickets and get a better possibility of return. You can't do that and buy a bunch of dollar scratchers and get that kind of return. Right. I mean, it's seriously $20, man. That's
so the raffle is the last thing that goes off at night, right?
So yeah, at the end of the meet, the last thing we'll do is draw for the vacation winner. The regular raffle that we hold goes at the top of every hour, and I should note that we're doing our raffle a little different this year. Before, I would always stand up there and I would draw tickets and announce numbers, and it took like 15 minutes every hour for me to do that because we had so much stuff. And people are tired of hearing me. They want to get on with the meet, talk to other people. So this year, what we're going to do is we're going to draw the winners of the gift cards every hour and announce them. But after that, we're going to turn the mic off, and I'm going to draw tickets, and then we're going to put them on a whiteboard for everybody to see. And that whiteboard will be displayed for the entire hour, and you can come up and just claim your prize once you realize that you've won. So it's supposed to help things be a little bit more efficient with the raffle. Last year, it just took a little too long for me to announce numbers, and we just think that this will be a little bit better process so that people can enjoy the meet a little bit more.
I like it. Hey, you don't know until excuse me. That was the oddest hiccup in the world.
Dude,
I just breathed the wrong way. You know what? It's trial and error. Sometimes that's what you got to do. So, hey, you've been doing something right for 11 years, and I definitely see a lot of years ahead of you guys with this. So, I'm sure in another 11 years we'll have some way to do this even better.
So, Aaron, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys have in store for the younger guests in the crowd?
Right. So, we do have our kids hall. It's right next to our main hall. It's sort of walled off, just so that it remains separate. But we will have, we'll have face painting. We'll have a lot of different kids activities. we do have a virtual reality experience this year. I know kids will love it, but I also think adults are going to like it quite a bit. It's a hot air balloon experience. And I think a lot of people are going to want to try it. I hear it's really, really cool. I haven't seen it. I haven't done it. But the person that's bringing it is telling me that it will be very popular once the word gets out. So I know that that's going to be happening. We will have a photo booth where you can go in and take pictures with backgrounds. Just many things. We always have a DJ in the kids hall. Indy with Kids, which is a large family organization here in Indianapolis, they're going to be in the kids hall. So no, we're real excited with what's going to be happening in there this year. So if you're a family and you have kids, feel safe and feel free to bring your kids with you. They'll love the kids hall.
Most excellent.
Okay,
I like that.
Do you know mini golf this year?
No mini golf this year.
That's it.
I think I'm gonna have to cancel my flight.
I think you're gonna like this VR experience, Danny. I hope you get there early enough to try it out Saturday morning.
Well,
6 a.m. comes early.
Well,
I'm just gonna ride on you guys so bad all day. It's 2:00. I've been up for like 8 hours already. It's just early. No, we're super pumped about helping out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris, you touched on it earlier. We're going to have our expo there again this year. It'll be set up similar to the way we had it set up last year. We'll have some different vendors. We'll have some of the same vendors there. I know you guys are excited to be there. We got you set up right next to the Lemon Sisters.
Yes.
And absolutely. So we're looking forward to seeing them. We're looking forward to seeing you guys. And I got to put a shout out because I know they're a sponsor of yours, but Expedition Roasters was kind enough to send us a basket of coffees, a mug, and a few other things. So I got to admit, I haven't tried their coffee yet, but I'm going to, and I know I'm going to love it because I hear so many good things about it. So
I'll tell you what. Are you going to have a coffee pot there at the meet by chance? Because if so, I will bring some coffee with me, and I'll let everybody have a good try of it.
I hadn't planned on it, but we can talk about that.
I still have some in my stash, and also I've actually got another bag coming. I forgot to tell my wife that I got another bag of coffee coming. We'll talk. So yes, actually, the funny part is I was chatting with the owner of Expedition Roasters because they were generous enough to kind of plus the item that we were donating, because we were donating a Haunted Mansion themed large tote by Dooney and Burke. And so I contacted Expedition Roasters. I said, hey guys, this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to go ahead and buy some additional, coffee. Could you just add in some maybe promo material, whatever? And they were so cool. They're like, listen, we love your idea. And they're like, we're just going to send you out the coffee. And I'm like, oh, you're got to be kidding. So they actually not only donated for the basket, but they also donated towards our cause as well. Just goes to show the generosity of this awesome company. Right. And we are really, really thankful to partner with them, not just for our show, but also to partner with them for this wonderful cause. They have been absolutely wonderful to work with. And seriously, this is one of those Disney related companies that you really want to patronize. I mean, not just because of their generosity, but also because they've got one heck of a product. So you have it.
Yeah. We're real excited. We're going to have a ton of food there. Food is free. Food and drink is free. We're going to have so much food there this year. Nicole, who heads up our food committee, informed me on Sunday. She goes, by the way, we're going to have 84 pizzas there.
Oh, man.
Because last year we didn't have enough pizza, so she was like, "We're going to have more pizza this year." So we're going to have so much food there. It's crazy. And along those lines, the local restaurants and some national brands, for that matter, have been super generous with donating food. We have Meijer, which is a large grocery store chain around here, donating 400 pieces of fried chicken. We've got Papa John's donating pizza. Chick-fil-A is bringing in just trays and trays of chicken nuggets. and just a lot of other local restaurants that have thrown their hat into the ring and said, hey, we'd love to donate some food. And I mean, from Expedition Roasters all the way to Walt Disney World itself. I mean, we've had some great donations. We are just super excited, and the generosity that has been shown has just been incredible. And again, we couldn't do it without all of the sponsors. We couldn't do it without the people donating, and we couldn't do it with the people coming to the meet who show their generosity through their donations at the event. And again, our goal this year is to raise $1 more than we did last year. That's really what we're shooting for.
I like it.
Excellent. That is most excellent. And I know that we got word from some people that there's like, hey, Chris, Danny, we're coming. And I'm like, well, okay, where are you coming from? And one person's like, we're coming from Wisconsin. We're driving 7 hours and we'll be there. And we're like, are you serious? They're like, oh yeah, we're going to be there. And we know mainly because I think a lot of it is people don't realize how close Chicago is to Indianapolis, but there's a lot of people from the Chicagoland area that are actually making that trek, including some fellow podcasters that are going to be there. And it's just really cool to talk with some of them before the meet. Can't wait to meet them. But, we started spreading the word around. Basically, if I knew that they were within a 3-hour driving time, because 3 hours, you could do a 3-hour drive on top of your head. I mean, heck, I'm 2 hours and 20 minutes away from Indianapolis. I drive to Indy for coffee. It's like, it's one of those things. I still do that. This is going to be one of those trips that, I mean, you can really have fun in Indianapolis. Hey, they've got a great zoo. They've got awesome museums. They've got great shopping. They've got great eats everywhere. And so if anybody's still on the fence and whether or not, Indy's a great place to visit, hey, make it a nice, fun weekend here at the end of the summer. It's going to be epic. So
Dole Whips too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are platinum sponsors. We appreciate that. We're going to have a banner up there by the Dole Whip stand with your logo on it. And, we couldn't do it without you guys. So as people come up and grab a Dole Whip, you can thank Uncle Danny and Mr. Chris there for their sponsorship and getting Dole Whips out to everybody. So I hope you guys can make it over to the stand and you can actually help serve.
Oh,
there you go.
That would, I think that would be really cool. I mean, I know that it was extraordinarily popular last year, and I hope everybody gets a chance to try some of that pineapple goodness. I mean, I will admit I talked to Nicole on the side, and the only thing that would have made it even better, and it still might happen for next year, is I was trying to get a tie into the supplier that supplies the corn dog nuggets from Casey's. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for this year, but who knows what might happen? I'm
going to tell you, if you can figure out how to make that batter, you've got it made.
Oh, well, we're gonna figure it out. I've got. It just didn't work timing wise this year, but I as they say in my part of the town, I know a guy.
But guys, we're real excited to welcome everybody to the meet. We are it's 12 to 7 this Saturday. It's rope drop right at 12 o'clock. We hope there's people waiting outside, waiting to get in. Seating is first come, first serve. So if you want to, get a good seat next to the stage or up close, I would say get there early. And again, you guys are opening the meet, so all your fans should be, storming in and saying, we want more Uncle Danny and Mr. Chris. Where are they? At 12:15, you guys go on stage and, you'll do your show and we'll do that check presentation right after with Steve Amos. So at Gift Kids the World. So we're super psyched about that.
That's gonna be cool. That is cool. That's just, we're really pumped about that. I mean, it's been kind of cool. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, is there anything else? I mean, we've covered the whole gamut. I mean, let's see. There's also going to be some visitors from a galaxy far, far away, isn't there?
That's right. The kids will love this. The adults will love it too. Every year we have the local 501st there, and they'll be there again this year. We're going to have some really cool characters this year. They've kind of informed us a little bit. They don't guarantee it, but they do give us a hint into what they're what characters will be there. Definitely bring your cameras. It's we're going to have some pretty awesome characters from the 501st. So that's one thing. And then we do have a group that comes, a group that specializes in being princesses, and they'll be dressed, and it'll be a great photo opportunity for your family and your children. I would say definitely be ready for some pictures. Great opportunity to do that there at the meet.
Most excellent.
Awesome.
I mean, Danny, we've got to get you your picture with some of the Star Wars characters that are there. Because
not gonna happen.
You have to, man. I mean, I'm gonna get you the box set of all the Star Wars movies for Christmas this year. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna get that as a Christmas present this year, because we are going to make you a Star Wars fan yet. I guarantee. You're
gonna have the picture of all of them standing behind me. I'm gonna just be pouting in the corner.
That
would be great.
That would be awesome. I mean, okay, Danny, you can't have your picture taken with the princesses until you get your picture taken with Star Wars characters.
Killing me here. Trying to hang out with my ladies. All right, Aaron. Well, it's an absolute pleasure having you on once again. Plug away, as we end up here.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I would advise everybody to check our social media page on Facebook. It's Indy Disney Meet. Also on Twitter, Indy Disney Meet. That's where you're going to find all of our information that we continually post, information about our auction, our raffle, the vacation giveaway, just general events at the meet. And more importantly, our schedule is posted out there at the top of the page. The Indy Disney Meet is this Saturday, August 25th. It's from noon until 7 p.m. There'll be activities going on throughout the day. Pick and choose what you'd like to do. There'll be food. There'll be entertainment. We're raising money for Give Kids the World. And like I said at the beginning, we have two goals. We want everybody to come and have a good time. And hi, Anna. My daughter's online. We want everybody to come and have a good time, first and foremost. And the other part is we want to raise as much money for Give Kids the World as possible. And I hope somebody who's watching right now wins that vacation package, because I think that's going to be a spectacular. We can't wait to see who that winner is.
And if there's only two of them, hey, Danny and I are free.
Buy tickets; they're $20 a piece. And
I will be.
Give Kids the World. You can buy tickets for other people, so definitely feel free to do that. And we're looking forward to welcoming everybody this Saturday. It's really going to be a great day. Makes that drive. If you got a 6-hour drive, it's worth the 6-hour drive. 8-hour drive, it's worth an 8-hour drive. It's worth to spend the night in Indianapolis for this event. I truly believe that if you are a real theme park fan, you'll love this event.
Awesome. All right, Aaron. Well, we appreciate it, and we are 3 days away from hanging out with you. So we'll see you. You Absolutely. Go get some rest, because you sure do need it.
Thanks a lot, guys. This has been a blast. It's always great to talk to you, and thanks for all your support.
All right, sounds good. Have a great night, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh man.
I know I keep saying this. I'm pumped. I am genuinely pumped to be there. And you know what it is? I guess I get a kind of an adrenaline rush meeting all the different people, even people that have never heard of us. It's still just to know that we all have something in common in what is our love for Disney. I just think that is just so awesome.
Let's lay it out this way. Ready? Real quick.
Yeah.
1, you get Dole Whip.
Yeah.
Dole Whip's fantastic.
Absolutely.
2, you got a shot at winning a vacation, people. Besides airfare, all paid vacation, sign me up. I'll pay for airfare all day, every day. 3, you get to hang out with us, to see us on stage in person. Trust me, the computer makes us look a lot better looking than we really are in person. So, I know Aaron was saying about, getting front row seats. If I were you guys, I'd sit a couple rows back, Well, it's like the splash zone at SeaWorld. You want to be a little further back.
If they sit further back, they're closer to the food. And we're all about the food. It's just
I know. And there's 84 boxes of pizza.
Challenge accepted. Now, granted, if they do it like last year, it won't be all at the same time, which is good, because it means you're.
That's smart. You got to pace yourself with this type of. You can't eat that much food at once. It's just ridiculous.
No, and I guarantee you, we are not going to have a Dole Whip eating contest to see how much Dole Whip Danny and I can eat. We're just not going to.
We can't do it. I gotta watch the auction table, people. You don't understand. I didn't walk home with that watch last year. I'm a little upset. All right.
That made you were miffed. I mean,
the sad part is I didn't even want the watch. I wanted the box.
Because it was a cool box.
It was an amazing box. I am like the child that's like, I don't care about the toy. I want that brown box. You come over here.
Oh, I mean, it's like, well, fine, Danny. I'll split it with you because I'll go ahead and I'll get the watch. You take the box. And we're like, okay. Yeah, it was one of those things. I mean, they had a lot of great things. And seriously, all joking aside, yeah, we are pumped about this, but it is the cause that we're there for. And, I know I've mentioned this before. I'll mention it again. Not only do I have some friends that have personally benefited from Give Kids the World Village and the kinds of resources that they have, I seem to run into people more and more that not only know what Give Kids the World Village is, but also have benefited from their services. And, everybody I've run across and talked with them about that, they're all like, it is an absolutely fabulous place. And not to steal a slogan of a now defunct toy store, but it was really where a kid could be a kid. They could put all their cares aside. And you want to know something? It's things like that. It's stories like that to make Danny and I both feel that we are fortunate to be partnering up with different organizations that can help wishes for kids come true. And I say it with all sincerity. We're going to have a blast, and that's great. It's going to be a great celebration. But it was, us raising money, our, fellow podcasters raising money, a whole bunch of other people raising money, everybody going to be there on Saturday raising money. That is just all of what it's all about. But we're going to have a great time doing it.
Yeah. We put a lot of man hours into our marathon, and not talking about the 12 live. There are countless hours that went in for, planning it, getting, people to come on, talking about how we're going to giveaways, everything. There was a lot of time put in, and it was all for a great cause and raising kids, Give Kids the World, raising money for them. But this is part 2 now. We do all this to raise money for a great cause, but to continuously raise money and go to this event. And we want to become a staple at this event, and we want to drive people into this event that normally haven't been able to go, who want to come see us, but also want to help with a great cause and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So, we look forward to doing it again from year and years after. But, I'm just getting pumped up. I'm ready to go. Got my flight ready. I know, surprise.
I know,
but
seriously.
It wouldn't be Uncle Danny if I told you I would pack, so I'm not packed yet.
I told people the other day during coffee break show, I said, hey, who knows what we're going to be doing on Thursday? We may do a watch Chris and Danny pack at a show and like, hey, Danny, should I wear this?
Wait, does this go with my eyes? I'm not sure.
Yeah, seriously, I don't want to know. But no, I think what's really kind of funny is that we've got certain things we've got to pack. We've got to pack our signage. We've got to pack our swag. We've got to, we got to figure out what we're going to wear. I got to figure out what hat to have. And you don't want to know something?
I got to shave, get a haircut, get a beard cut. I might get a hat too.
I don't know if I'm going to get a haircut. But anyway, my biggest thing is I know I'm going to forget something, and I better figure it out like before early Saturday from when my wife comes down. And, it's like, Kathy, I forgot this. It's okay, honey. Where is it? Oh, I can't remember. It's in my office somewhere. Oh, then we're in trouble. So, that sort of thing. So that's going to be great.
But as we wrap up here, one last thing. Once again, Indy Disney Meet this Saturday. Come check it out. Free parking, free admission. You get a free raffle ticket when you walk at the door. Wear your mouse ears. You get 2 extra free raffle tickets. They're giving away over $1,000 in Disney gift cards. There's a silent auction going on there. You can also catch the link that Nicole Orr has put into the comments section if you are not able to make it and want to participate in the silent auction. There's going to be so much food. We're sponsoring the free Dole Whip stand. We're going to be on stage. Lou Mangello's on stage. Be Our Guest Podcast is on stage. There's so many other people. The 501st we want to take some pictures with. Star Wars characters, at Disney princesses. This year they have a virtual reality balloon ride, which we're going to be there early to set up. So I'm going to take a cup of coffee and I'm going on a balloon ride Saturday morning. You better believe it. I'll push little kids out of the way if I have to. We're raising money for kids. They're getting right out of the way. No, very nicely. Just slide out the way. No, but seriously, come on, check it out. Doors open at 12. Listen, at the end of the day, man, it's for a great cause. And if you're walking around and you feel a little uncomfortable, if you feel like, oh, it's a lot of people, you get that nervous feeling in your stomach, you're going to want to, when you walk in the door, you're going to want to head to the back right corner. And that's where the party's at. You got the Behind the Ears podcast and the Lemon Sisters right next to each other. So we're going to be handing out buttons, got balloons going on. We're going to be burning candles. It's going to be a good on time.
Well, we won't be burning candles. They wouldn't let them burn candles last year.
Oh, they couldn't burn them last year? All right, well, there's going to be smelling candles then. They're taking the lids off, people. We're getting crazy up in this corner.
And you know, from what I understand, they've got a big announcement they're making on Saturday, too.
Ooh.
And we're going to actually be right there hearing. And you know, I think it's going to be cool. I have a feeling somebody from there is going to probably knock on our table and say, would you guys chill out a little bit? Or we're like, oh, no.
You don't understand. Oh, and like I know people were saying, Nicole's going to be live streaming basically all day on the Indy Disney Meet. We know Aaron was doing a little live streaming last year. Chris and myself will be doing live streams throughout the day. We'll probably live stream our podcast in the beginning of the day. It's going to be a short one. It's more of like an extended coffee break that Chris normally does. So
multiple times throughout the night, throughout the day.
Yeah. So we'll trust me. We'll be in contact. You will see a lot. I mean, basically from Friday morning, you're going to get nonstop Behind the Ears podcast coverage of everything going on. I mean, listen, we have a suite for 2 nights, so we might have to do a little breakout session in the hotel room and get a podcast going. We'll see what we can do. But Chris, take us away.
You got it. You heard the show, and we hope you want more. Well, feel free to join us over at our social media platforms. Instagram and our Facebook page can be found at Behind the Ears Podcast. Our webpage is behindtheearspodcast.net, and our email is behindtheearspodcast@gmail.com. And our Twitter handle is @BehindTheEarsPC. And come and join the conversation about all things Disney over at the WDW community page. Don't forget to rate and review the show over at iTunes or Apple Podcasts, as it really helps us get the word out about the show. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes or Apple Podcasts or the Podbean app. Also, you can listen to us on Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and via Alexa and Google Home.
All right, everybody. We are officially 3 days out. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes. 3 days out from us heading to Indianapolis, 4 days from the actual Indy Disney Meet. Trust me, we're going to be posting a lot about it, and we'll probably talk about it again a little bit on Thursday with our normal topic of the day. So if you're around in the Indy Fishers, right? Fisher, I'm saying that right?
Indy's, Fishers, Noblesville, that type of, Carmel. Any of those.
If you're ever in that area, go check it out. Go to the Indy Disney Meet Facebook page, Twitter. You can look at the schedule for all the great people participating. And with that being said, I'm Uncle Danny. Tuck your kids in tight, wear your seatbelts. Don't forget, stay classy.
And I'm Mr. Chris. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And also thank you for Aaron for joining us as well tonight. By all means, we really look forward to seeing you next time. So until we meet again, we hope that you have an awesome and magical day. Take care.